I wanted to do a video that I feel is very important. A lot of people think that you can take a flame source, put it to any size wood, and you have fire. You'd be staggered to know how many people, the percentage of how many people have not made fire. Many people are fishermen, hunters, outdoors people that have never needed to make a fire. A hunter usually don't need to make a fire out there. I've hunted many years, and since a child, and while I'm hunting, I've never needed a fire. Same thing as fishermen and so on. That is reality. The percentage of people that actually have made fire is very low. So I just wanted to do a video and possibly help those people if they ever need a fire. This here does not work, but with some preparation it can. Most people that come out as hunters, they'll have a knife on their side for dressing their game, they'll have the rifle, some ammo, and possibly a lighter. Possibly. I know many people that just go out with a knife and the rifle. That's it. Now, carrying a lighter and knowing how to make fire can be very useful. But I also wanted to stress carrying some tinder, because there are many natural tinders. But if you don't know those tinders, it's not going to help you much. So what I suggest people carry as well is a baggie with some napkins in it, with some bathroom tissue or Kleenex or whatever. Multi-use, first off, but you can easily put them in your pocket with a lighter and go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how simple it is to light a fire with a lighter and some tissue, and then with the wood you have around. This here has good snap to it, so I know it's dry, and it's not beyond rotten. You see it starts falling apart like that, it's rotten. Still will burn, but not as well. What we want first is pencil lead size up to pencil. And what we want is a great big, probably 6 inches worth of height of this stuff here. Breaking these off about 1 foot long, the tips. But this here gives me my pencil lead and my pencil size. Getting this pretty good right now, just grab a couple more. Now what you're going to want is dead, dry wood. You can see that the bark is coming off of this branch here. So I know it's dead, there's no green on it, and it has that nice snap when I break it. So this here is going to be good. Now this here, what I want, I've got my pencil lead up to pencil size. This is going to be from pencil size up to thumb size. Just like that. Now I want to make sure it's not too rotten. But even rotten wood, if it's not damp, it will burn, but it will smolder a lot of times. But you also notice I've only used my hands to collect this. If you have a pair of gloves, it's better because you can get scratches and such. But it can be done without gloves. So this here, I'm going to get a good pile as well. And this here is another step in my kindling. So the first step in my kindling was the small pencil lead to pencil size. This is the next step in my kindling. This is from pencil size up to thumb or finger size. And then there's one more step. And what that's going to be is from finger up to wrist. Now, then you're getting into firewood. A lot of times you can only find wrist size. But that's firewood when you get up to that, diameter. But to get it going, you start small and work your way up. So this here is the bundle that I got with the smalls. It's here, as you can see, very, very thin. Every wood has a certain temperature it has to reach before it combusts into flame. The smaller it is, the quicker it will heat up to that temperature so it can combust. That's why you start with your smalls. So this here, I'm showing you this method because this method here can increase your chances a lot for success with fire. And now I'm going to show you how you would use this to start the fire. I'm going to take a couple of these finger size to thumb size, just put on the bottom just for a fire lay because the ground is damp first off. Now I can reach in here and grab a napkin. Now this is your tinder. You're using your napkin as tinder. There's many different types of tinders, like I said, but this is your tinder. You can use whatever you want for your tinder that you're proficient in, but after you use your tinder, your kindling, this is what I'm talking about. Using this method, these steps of kindling increases your chances a lot. So what I'm going to do is, this is just a napkin. Going to bring it out like this and crumple it up loosely like this. I'll set that on top, and that's what I'll light. That's how simple it is. Now I'm going to grab my tinder, the first part of my tinder here. I'm going to light this up, and then I'm going to just kind of hold this over top just a hair and then set it down. So I don't want to smother my fire. By having this loose like this, it also creates air. What you need is you need fuel, oxygen, and heat to start a fire. So I'm going to start this up, and I'm just going to set this over top like this. Just like that. And now fire always wants to climb as well. So that's going up through. Now I can start putting my pencil size up to thumb size on it. Like that. And I can even put on a couple of the bigger ones. And this here is your kindling. But you always want to put it on there in a way that is going to get oxygen to breathe as it goes up through. Now I can see that it's already lit the wood in here, the bigger pieces, and it just didn't burn away all my small pieces. That's why you want the pencil size and then build up from there. Now it's just as simple as making sure you don't smother it, and start putting your firewood on, and just keep an eye on it. This is your crucial time. Make sure you keep it going. And once you get some coals down there and such, and keep feeding it, you should be good. Fire can save lives, and anybody that goes out into the forest, I think they should try to be proficient with starting fire and also carry what works for them. It's not hard to throw in a little bit of Kleenex that you can use for many purposes and a lighter. This here, I just hope that as many people as possible can see this, and if they get caught out there and they get cold, they get lost or whatever, at least they can keep warm and possibly save their life if they can get a fire going. Appreciate you watching, and thanks a lot.